Hey, how are you doing? I hope you're doing great. This is LuckyOne over here. Have you ever wondered, what do Russians think of this war? Have you ever wondered? In case you live somewhere not in Europe, you probably don't know what do they think about. And in case you don't speak the Russian language, you probably don't think also. Because I tried to find the videos with English subtitles and I couldn't. The good ones, the normal ones, I couldn't find them. So today we are going to see the short video of what do people actually think about Putin. Because if you go on the news, you're going to see that everyone likes Putin. 150% of the people that live in Russia like Putin. Everyone likes him on the documents. But is it true? Let's find out. And this video, unfortunately, doesn't have any subtitles, so I'm gonna have to voice over it for you. Don't worry, I'm gonna make it good, don't worry. The position that he put us in can't stand any critics. Putin is the main problem. Could you please let me know, how do you think, what are the main problems in Russia? Now this video has been released a month ago. You already know that people have seen the war for like 240 days? So they know what's happening. So the main question is, what is the main problem of Russia? What's the main problem with the country? Putin. Putin is the main problem of Russia. Do you trust Putin? No, absolutely not. It's very hard for me not to swear. He spoiled and broke everything. That guy is probably in jail already. Like, if you think about that, what would people try to do with you, even if you have power, if you don't have power? They don't care. You say something that is not being said on the news, they're trying to false accuse you, like, you're a child molester now. How about that? And you go to jail, or if you don't go to jail, they're trying to kill you. That's what happened to Navalny. In case you don't know who that is, here's this picture. What this guy is saying in Russia is basically can put you to prison up to like 10 to 12 years, accusing your president of doing something wrong, because he's the saint. There's no possible way that man can do anything wrong. What do you think about the referendums? Those are not referendums. So he's talking right now about the referendums that have been in Zaporizhia region and the other one.
We're signing the document that now we don't want to be a part of Russia. We don't want to be a part of Ukraine. We want to be our own country. We don't want to be...
Who does that? Have you ever seen something like that happening? The referendum actually working like that? No, because it doesn't. That's just fiction. What do you think about Putin saying that there's going to be no mobilization, but then he did it? Yeah, I got used to the lies. He's always lying. All 20 years. He's not going to go to be a president for the 4th time. He's not going to change the constitution. He's not going to mobilize people. It's all the same thing. In case you don't speak the Russian language, probably you don't know what he's talking about, but he's right. He's right. This is the video of him saying the constitution will never be changed. Don't worry about that.
Я никогда не менял конституции. Не делаю это тем более под себя, и у меня нет таких планов и на сегодняшний день.
And then he changed it. And then he says one thing and he doesn't say. There's a video of him talking about the war in Ukraine. He's like, who needs that? Only a stupid person would do that. Boom! He goes with war to Ukraine. The main problem right now is Russian aggression on the territory of a different country. That's the main problem. What about the referendums? Do you trust them? As far as I'm concerned, I've seen videos with people with guns. Before continuing watching this video, I was very skeptical about people in Russia because I see so many news from there of the people, the multiple Telegram channels that are actually like talking about the Russian people that are like, kill all Ukrainians. Yes, Ukrainians are Nazis. You have to kill them. And you have your thought in your head. You're imagining that every person in Russia is like that. So every person in Russia has absolutely no grasp of knowledge on what the history of Ukraine is, especially those people that are saying that we are one nation. We're having different cultures and different languages. And yeah, we're coming from the same alliance, the USSR, but we're not the same. And those armed men were trying to put on the referendum. Looks like violence. What do you feel about it? Because it's not legit. Because it's not legit. Why? That's not what needs to happen. The choice under compulsion is not the real choice. Do you trust Putin? I don't trust this Sabaka. Why? Well, as far as I know, and the interviews that I've watched, He began his career with felonies. If you don't know where Putin is coming from, he's from KGB. Do I have to tell you that he was doing something illegal? No. But that's not the case. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about what's happening right now. And the question is, do you trust your president? And they say no. Now, this tells you something about it, right? Therefore, if you don't trust your president, can you change it? Can you do something about that? Oh, no. We cannot do anything about it. Just fucking 1 million people are going outside. They will start shooting, right? Some of the people are going to die. You have to understand that. But something is going to be changed. Either the president is going to be changed. Maybe I'm too naive to think of that. But you are the power. You are the people. The president is not the power. He's just someone you choose to represent you in other countries. You are the main power, and yet you don't want to make any choices. What do you feel about the mobilization? Well, he does the same thing. He says something and never commits to it. That's what he does all the time. I think everyone noticed. With the constitution, that he's not going to change it, and he changed it and everything else. President. Why? The position he puts us in cannot stand any criticized. Do you trust Putin? Of course not. Why? I don't have any motives to do that. He's always lying. If someone fools you 2 times, shame on you. It's your fault. It's not their fault. It's your fault. What am I trying to tell you by this video? Obviously, this video from Navalny channel, and you know that Navalny is the opposition. He's against Putin and against corruption. He has his fund for fighting with corruption. You can consider, if you live in Russia and you're brainwashed, you can consider that person as someone who is coming from United States and you're the agent, right? He's the agent. No one has to listen to him, and this is on his channel. Obviously, on his channel, the information is going to be only negative about Putin. You know what I'm saying. But it's good to see that there are people in Russia that are still brave enough to say, like, oh, you know what? I think the main problem is the president. Because it is. Because that's what's happening. The main problem is the president. Everyone is just listening to one old guy that says, like, oh, I want more land. Let's do more land because I'm going to die very soon. I got a party. What do you think about the referendums and the results of more than 90% agree? Are those numbers real or fiction? I think yes, it's real. Okay, why do you think so? I think when it was the Crimea in Sevastopol, that was actually real results. People who were there said the youth didn't go to vote. When it was Crimea, it was the same thing with the referendums. This is a pattern that you have to see. Don't stay blind. Don't remain blind. There is a certain pattern. I put the soldiers inside of your country. My soldiers are inside of your country. That's something already. And someone of my soldiers, or someone who has pro-Russian position and is not Ukrainian, obviously, or maybe Ukrainian brainwashed, is going to say, like, oh, we want to be a part of Russia now. We want blah blah blah. So it's like a plague. It's like a disease. One person comes, spreads the idea among the others, and of course, it's people's fault also. Like not fighting for Crimea back in 2014. Was a big mistake. But you have to understand that there's a pattern in those referendums. The soldiers are coming, all the referendums are rigged, and wow, that's your decision to be a part of my country. No, you made me do this. Do you trust Putin? Yes, I do. What do you think about the mobilization? He said it's not going to do it, but he did it. Well, think of why he did it. Because we're helping Donbas. By helping Donbas, we're helping us and ourselves. This actually sounds like USA. I am helping your country to solve your problems, so I could protect my country. I am helping your country to solve your problems. Can I have my problems with myself? If we're neighbors, imagine this. It's a condominium and we're living and we're neighbors. And you come to me and you knock on my door, you're like, hey, do you have like water here? And I say, yeah, I have water, of course. It's an apartment. And you're like, so So you're gonna flood me, right? I'm not gonna flood you because I have no. You got problems and you don't take trash and you. So I'm gonna have to beat you up with my bat just because I feel a threat.
What?
It doesn't make any sense. And she's right now saying, well, the mobilization. He said he's not gonna do that, but then he did it. How do you feel about that?
Well, he did it because he needed to, because we're protecting our men, we're protecting our land.
Fucking the major part of Russians think like this. Wake up! We're fighting for Russian peace. Maidan started everything. If we are going to connect Donbass, is it going to solve all the other problems we have? Or is it going to be worse? It's a very complicated question. In any case, it's not going to solve any problems, but Donbass has to be ours. Why? Because Russian people live there. So you can basically capture anything where Russians are, right? Right now, if you have the Russian passport, probably you're not welcomed. Not probably. You're not welcome to like the half of the world, to the major part. You can go to Kazakhstan, you can go to Georgia, the 2 countries, maybe 3 or 4 countries that you can go to. That's it. You can't go to other countries because people don't want to see you there. That's first. Second thing, because Russians are living there. So anywhere where Russians live, we can go there and protect the rights. No! No. If I live in Thailand over here, what? Am I going to see Ukrainian soldiers over here in Thailand coming in and they're like, okay, well, we heard that you treat Sam badly and you don't let him speak his own language. And that's why blah, blah, blah. How stupid does that sound? And people still believe it. A lot of problems, to be honest. I'm finishing 11th grade. I wanted to be a journalist. But I think it's not going to happen. Referendums again. More than 90% of people agreed. How do you think? Is that true? To be honest, I was laughing. I was hysterical. As a person that knows something about politics, I know where does that lead. And that's the same thing that happened in 2014. Just like with Crimea. Hey, someone actually understands that. Wow. Why won't you do 100? Come on, just put it to 100. It's like the Belarusian president Lukashenko, where he goes like,
Я сделал 80%, что вам не нравится?
I made 80% of the votes for me. What don't you like? How much what's the percentage you want? 78, I'm gonna do 78. 90, yeah, I'm gonna do 90. What do you want? He doesn't understand that people just want freedom. They want other people to also be able to come to the power, to come into the government. They don't want totalitarianism. They don't want autoritarism. I would say that most part of Russians, they are afraid of saying their thoughts because, well, you can go to jail or obviously people can kill you. Like something that's happening to the TikToker right now, right? He made the video supporting the Russian army. Here's the video. And then after this video, this is the apology video.
Сейчас я действительно понимаю то, какую большую ошибку я совершил. Я каюсь, мне очень стыдно. Я думаю, если бы я был на месте того солдата в окопе, то я не выжил бы. Я чувствую себя как животное. Простите меня, пожалуйста, если это только возможно.
What is he apologizing for? No one knows. Most part of the people are just being afraid of sharing their opinion. The other part of people are actually supporting Putin. Yes, that's true. There's some people that do that. And the least part of people that are trying to escape the country that do understand that nothing good is going to happen in the next 10 to 20 to maybe 50 years. The next generation of kids that we're going to have is still going to remember of what happened. And they do understand that, but there's nothing that they can do to it because they don't believe that something can actually be done. Something can always be done. Be together, million, 2 million people walking out on the streets. I know you're not going to do that, but it's possible. That was what Russians think about Ukraine and about the war and about the president. Is he the problem or not? Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. Thank you. And I am going to see you in the next video. And right now I'm going to go for, I got some lessons to do. Bye.